Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're here for the Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 21. Last episode was another one of my longest videos ever. This series really just keeps up in the ante with those. I really don't know if this one is also going to be that or not, but anyway, last episode was so fucking good. I mean, and since what episode hasn't been that good as of late? I mean, literally every episode has just been that good. We had Lacan actually bowing down to Jinshi and his royal status, and I feel like that's one thing that I haven't talked about enough, is Jinshi's growth. We went from Jinshi last season in episode 20 practically disgusted with the idea of having to take up his royal position and just practically begging for the emperor to have a son, so that son will take the royal throne. Like, he was practically begging, and he hated the idea of doing anything like that. But now, to save the one he loves, Mao Mao, he is going to step up and take hold of his position as the Emperor's younger brother and take hold of the army and charge after the traitors Shisho and Shenmei and the Shihokushu clan. So I think that's so good. His development is truly fucking incredible. And especially after the revelation that he looks identical to his grandfather, who he thinks is his father. The fact that he looks identical to his grandfather, and he was just like still hadn't even really locked in or fully had time to process that information. He was just like, move on, we got things to fucking do. I think Jinshi's growth this season has been incredible, and I feel like I haven't talked about it enough, so I really wanted to come in and talk about it here. Anyway, I talked so much last episode about theories and things like that regarding Shisui, motives for bringing Mao Mao, and things like that, so I think I'm going to leave all that, and I'm not going to bring it up again. You guys know what all my theories are, because the second I start yapping about those, this video is going to turn into an hour and a half again. So all of those theories from last episode are still in place as of now. I haven't changed my mind on anything, at least I don't believe so. So I'm excited. I'm really fucking excited to see where this episode is going to take us. Let's see. It wasn't just the Lacan thing, Jinshi thing for the recap. What the fuck else happened last episode? Sorry, I know the events as a whole and what's going on, but I'm trying to lock in what exactly happened last episode. As the past couple episodes, a lot of things are kind of merging together. Well, let's just go take a look together. No, not play this episode. That's right. Shenmei's got Mao Mao being an apothecary for her, in basically for sparing her life. She is keeping her as an apothecary to make an immortality drug, as Shisui, or Lolan, came up with the excuse on the spot, either on the spot, or it was their plan from the start. That I'm kind of iffy on, because, I don't know, because Shinmei had said she was looking for a new apothecary, because seemingly she probably killed the other one, the guy apothecary they had before that, and I also don't think Shisui and Suide would purposely put Mao Mao in danger, which is why Suide said the line of like, I want to keep you away, or I didn't want to have to bring you here, and Shisui was harping on Mao Mao staying in that building as much as possible because they didn't want Shenmei to find her. So I don't quite know, honestly. It still could very well be a thing of, like I theorized before, like this is all to draw Lacan out, or, you know, this is the big brain play, like I said, oh wait, did I talk about that in the video, or was that just in the Discord? Fuck, I don't remember now. Well, I'm gonna talk about it anyway, because I cannot remember if it was in the video or not. I made a theory after the episode in the Discord that I think makes a lot of sense, and if it is true, it could make Shisui one of the biggest brain, like, smartest characters in this entire show, like, by far. So you take it all the way back to when they kidnapped Mao Mao. What if that was Shisui kidnapping Mao Mao to spring Jinshi and Lacan into action? She knew that Shenmei had asked for an apothecary. She did not have to bring Mao Mao. She could have brought anyone, but she specifically brought Mao Mao because she knew that Jinshi was close with Mao Mao, and she knew who Mao Mao's father was and what kind of person her father was. And she knew both of them would jump into action to stop the revolution or the rebellion that her family is attempting to do right now. There's a whole timeline here. Let's start at the beginning. We found out Shisui has been consuming abortifacients, the jade tea from very early on. Then she was eating the lantern plant, and when Mao brought it up, she said she knew. So in theory, you could assume any chance of having a baby that Shisui had with the Emperor, she was purposefully nullifying that entirely. She did not want to have a baby with the Emperor, but also she hated what her family was doing, and by making it seem as though she was infertile, basically she couldn't have the Emperor's kids, their first plan for infiltrating the kingdom in a peaceful way fell out. Their first attempt to infiltrate the kingdom was to have Lolan have the Emperor's kids, and then kill all the other concubines. That was their original plan, to kind of usurp their way back into the throne, kind of reintegrate the Mother Royal bloodline, or specifically the Mother Royal bloodline from that village that had detached from the main Mother Royal herself. So they tried to do that, but it didn't work, because after months and months and months, Shisui, aka Lolan, just wouldn't get pregnant. Despite being visited by the Emperor every week, would not get pregnant. And so they're like, okay, fuck, I think she might at this rate just be infertile. So they're like, okay, get out of there. We're gonna take you out of there. Just have one of your ladies in waiting take your place. You're leaving, you're not coming back. And so they sent Sude there to go and pick her and navigate her out of there through the secret exit. Kind of set up ships and things like that to get back. And then Shisui, realizing, I can take advantage of this. Now that we've moved on to plan 2, which is the most drastic plan, it is just flat out rebellion, flat out war. Now that we moved on to that, I can take advantage of this, and I can spring Jinshi and Lacan into action. If you go back to the bath episode in episode 13, at the end of it, when Shisui, Shaolin, and Mao are looking at the new eunuchs that got in, the former slaves that got brought into the rear palace, Shisui specifically questions Mao on whether or not she's close with Jinshi. She specifically questions that, to which Mao brushes it off really quickly, but I feel like she very purposefully asked that question because she's like, oh, she's close with Jinshi? I'm gonna bring her with us, and because my mother asked for an apothecary, I'm gonna bring her with us, and that will spring Jinshi into action, because obviously she probably knows Jinshi's real status, if I had to guess, because either that or maybe she doesn't know, but she knows that Jinshi has a direct line to the Emperor, to which they could then find out that the Shihokushu clan is planning a rebellion and then attack them. I'm still not certain on whether they know Jinshi is the Emperor's younger brother, or if they just were trying to take out the Emperor's younger brother back in episode 19. I'm still not quite sure if Suide knows the difference there. Maybe. We haven't confirmed whether they know that Jinshi is the Emperor's younger brother or not. We haven't confirmed that. So it would make sense if they did, because Shisho, you could probably guess that maybe Shisho knows because he's interacted with the Emperor's younger brother, and maybe he found it suspicious or something like that. I don't know. We have no confirmation on whether they know that or not. I lean towards they probably do, but I'm not certain. Because the only time they tried to assassinate the Emperor's younger brother was when he was in a special place where only the highest of high people could see his face, as he was acting as the Emperor's younger brother. So, all in all, yeah, basically, I'm not sure on that, but that's besides the point. Shisui wanted to spring Jinshi, and knowing who Mao's father was, the master strategist wanted to spring Lacan into action, to which then that worked, because Lacan had Lahan immediately get on the trail of the weird metal purchases. Because if you go back to episode 18, Lahan says something like, is our government building a large structure? And then he said he looked through all the official documents and found nothing of the sort. So the big metal purchases, or the influx in metal price, was very bizarre. It was very weird. And so that led them to finding the stronghold, to which is now leading to us going on the attack at the stronghold. And I truly kind of feel like that could have been fully orchestrated by Shisui. All of those things she did, her and Suide, because Suide obviously would probably be in the know about it too. It's very possible it's both of them working together. to take down her family, did that, knowing it would bring the emperor and the kingdom down on her family quicker, because she hates her family. So I just think that's a big possibility here. It makes me very sad, because if that is the case, then there's probably not going to be a good ending for Shisui and Suide. The only good ending I could imagine is if they like run away or something. Other than that, they will with absolute certainty be executed, which is very depressing. I'm hoping Mao Mao will maybe get some more insight in this episode, because right now she really hates Lolon, because she believes that Lolon was acting out Shisui. She believes that Shisui was a character acted out by Lolon and not the other way around, in that Shisui is the real person and Lolon is a character acted out by Shisui. So I feel like once that gets flipped, Mao Mao will maybe understand her better and not hate her as much. That's at least what I believe. And obviously the scene that I'm on right now, that my screen is on right now, we got a bunch of information about Suide and her past, kind of confirming all my theories from the previous episodes, like from episode 18 about Grandma Suide and Mama Suide from the Rear Palace, Grandma Suide, and then the child that got exiled from the Rear Palace, growing up and then having relations with Shisho, to which Suide was born. Then the revelation that Shenmei and Toho is actually a lady-in-waiting to Shenmei, but because the previous emperor only likes little girls, he didn't go after Shenmei, he went after Toho, to which Toho had the baby. Shenmei was stuck in the Rear Palace, and eventually Shenmei was gifted, that's the exact word they used, which is crazy, back to Shisho, but at that point Shisho had relations with Suide's mother, and Shenmei hated that. And so Shenmei basically treated both Suide and her mother like complete garbage, which Suide is not her actual name. She was given that name later. Her name is actually Shisui. But I'm gonna continue calling her Suide just because that's what I've always called her. But her actual name is Shisui, that Shenmei stripped from her because she hates her so much. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. That was a lot. Because I'm not sure if I covered that Shisui theory in my last video, or if I came up with that after the video. But yeah, once again, this is going to be a big advertisement for the Discord, where we theorize and talk about this show a fucking lot. I definitely yapped a lot about this theory in particular, because it popped into my mind either during the video, I cannot remember if I said it in the video, but popped into my mind after the video, and it just made so much sense. All their actions make so much sense. It's why they brought Mao Mao, but then hid her from Shenmei, if that makes any sense. That gives the most perfect explanation for why, out of all people, if, like, say Shisui likes Mao Mao. I don't mean that in a romantic sense, although that might be the case, I don't know. But Shisui likes Mao Mao, so why would you want to bring her in harm's way by bringing her near her mother? She didn't want to. She had to make a tough decision to bring her family down. And that's why when we got here, they tried to protect Mao Mao so much. They tried to hide her away in the building. Suide was saying, I wish you didn't have to get brought here to the stronghold, all the above. They wanted so badly to keep Mao Mao away from Shenmei, because all Mao Mao was bait to draw out Jinshi and Lacan to defeat the Shihokushu clan by Shisui and Suide. That's what I believe. I think that makes perfect sense as a theory. This could all just be horribly wrong as well, but in my mind it fills in so many gaps and so many questions and so many contradictions that I had thought had occurred throughout this second core that I wasn't sure made sense yet, like why Mao Mao, because if it was just the reason of Shenmei wanted an apothecary, bringing Mao Mao just put her at risk, put her at a huge risk. So it made no fucking sense to bring Mao Mao, especially because we know now that Suide and Shisui are not bad people. It made absolutely no sense to bring Mao Mao, because they would just be putting her in harm's way. They could bring anybody and pass them off as an apothecary and just say, yeah, this person's an apothecary. But they brought Mao Mao specifically because they knew it would bring Jinshi and Lacan right to the front of the battle, to where they would come after the Shihokushu clan and figure out what's going on. They knew that would happen, and yeah, I'm still, honestly, I just feel really bad for Suide at this point. It's clear the whole Jinshi assassination thing, or the Emperor's younger brother assassination thing from season 1, she was just completely forced to do that, and then when she failed, she was probably tortured by snakes when she got back, which is why she has such a big fear of them, why she has so many scars over her arms. They probably put her in like I don't know, a box or a room or something with a bunch of non-poisonous snakes and just let them bite all over her. And that's why she's so afraid of snakes. Granted, we know Mao Mao would love that. Absolutely fucking love being in a room with poison. They would have to be poisonous though. The non-poisonous ones wouldn't do her any good. She'd just be feeling pain. They'd have to be poisonous ones, but she would love that shit. Anyway, I think I've addressed everything I want to address heading into this episode. Ideally, Mao Mao will figure out that Shisui is the real person and that Lolan is a mask she wears to avoid her mother's wrath passing to her. And another line from last episode, when we're getting that Shisui flashback, she said something like, acting as mother's puppet will not stop her. And then she says something like, I realize it's all useless. I noticed that far too late. I wonder if that like I noticed that far too late. I think at least to me, what this reads is that no matter what I do, if I stand there and agree with her and just be stoic, it won't stop her. It's all useless, and I realize that way too late, that me doing that would not stop her, and so her noticing that far too late is her then taking action at the rear palace, which, as she says, at this point it's too late. She couldn't stop her mother before it went too far, but she's gonna stop her now. So that's kind of how I interpreted that. I could be interpreting that wrong. It could just be as simple as like, I realized too late that me just being and doing nothing to stop her wasn't going to do anything. Which actually, you know, despite her saying that she would just sit there and let her mother do whatever, she saved Mao Mao. She did genuinely step in and come with an excuse and save Mao Mao. Which, like I said, might have been a premeditated thing, because I think they brought her on the off chance Shenmei found her. Mao Mao is an actual apothecary. But, yeah, basically, I think that really could be a thing of like, I noticed that just sitting here and not doing anything and just being stoic doesn't help anything. I noticed that far too late before I actually began to take action to do something against my family. That's maybe how that reads to me. You guys can tell me off if I'm like horribly wrong about that. But anyway, let's actually, 20 minutes into the recording, let's get into the actual episode now. Oh my god, there was a lot, but I definitely needed to address all of that. And I'm glad I went back in that episode because I did have a lot to address. The Shisui theory, I low-key was just gonna pass it off as something I talked about last video, but I don't think I did because I talked about it extensively in the Discord after I recorded, and I just kind of wanted to make a mental note that I would talk about it in this video, so I'm glad I remembered to do so. So, anyway, let's get right into this. Per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord, links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncuts to all my reactions, so feel free to check out either of those of your own will. Now without further ado, step straight into the Apothecary Diaries Season 2, Episode 21. I still don't think this opening is as good as the other three. That's a lie. I think it's as good. I think it's probably as good for me as 1 and 2. 3 is still my favorite opening of this show, but I think this OP has grown on me enough to say that it's as good as 1 and 2. So like 1, 2, and 4 are all the same, and then 3 is the best opening so far. Ending-wise, though, this core has the best ending in the entire show. It's not even remotely close for me. Oh. Lolan coming to speak with the apothecary. What are we thinking about here, Shisui? Man, I'm just doing some work in here. I mean, this is like her haven here. There's so much good stuff here for her to use. And there's a ton of books for her to read and everything like that. But she's got to keep working on this resurrection potion, because if she doesn't, Shinmei's gonna fucking kill her. Oh, so it's just like the halfway point of the immortality potion. That's interesting. So the resurrection drug is something they kind of figured out and honed, and it's like just like a halfway point to getting the immortality potion they want, which obviously we know that's literally not a thing, but they still want it. Really was good. And now he's probably dead. So they'll make her immortal. Yep. She wants a sip from the fountain of youth. Oh god, just rats to experiment on. Yeah. Oh, she may be going to make sure she wasn't like getting depressed in there or something like that, and she found out that Mao Mao's just in there talking to herself in the most typical Mao Mao fashion, and she's like, ah, she's okay. Okay, so Shenmei's not harming her, it seems, and it seems like time continues to pass, but Shenmei's not harming her as long as she continues working on it, I guess. Oh god. The stronghold is going to be hard to raid, but it is also just that. It's a stronghold. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about it in the opening as well, but I'm very scared for that village because it's as Mao Mao was thinking about last episode. She thought that like if Jinshi and the kingdom were to attack them, they would raise down every village associated with them, even remotely. And so I'm very scared for the villagers and things like that there, and all the kids and things like that, that all those people are probably going to die, more than likely. Because this is a time period where Jinshi can't go off on his own and say, no, they haven't done anything wrong, we're not going to kill them. He can't say that because that would ruin the reputation of the kingdom. At this time period, he has no... Even the Emperor couldn't do something like that. Because if the Emperor did that, he'd lose all credibility as the Emperor, and so he literally cannot do that even if he wanted to. No, the kids again. He wants to find his mother, which, in theory, his mother is either dead or horribly drugged out in that room with Shinmei. It's very possible she's just flat out dead. FIFO workshop. Probably. You'd be caught in the crossfire there. A little note, huh? Run, I'll distract the guard. I'm not sure who gave this note to her. Was this Kyoryu? If this was him, that's really sweet. He's attempting to help her, but he's too naive and not thinking about the consequences of doing such. But my main thing is, like, she won't survive if she escapes. It took them days by carriage to get to this stronghold. She wouldn't be able to make it in this snow. She would die. She would die out there. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. She would just flat out die. Okay, yeah, it was him. That's really sweet that he wants to help her, though. I like that. But yeah, not much you can do. Oh my god, she still has that mark on on her face. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so she's gonna say that it was like her own plan or something like that. I think Sude got the message. Yeah, Tsude's gonna accept that. Lightly reprimand them, but accept that. She noticed the little note that Mao Mao's got there and isn't gonna take it from her. You know what I mean? Oh. Because if it gets found out that Mao Mao or like Kyoryu tried to make an attempt to escape, his head would probably be flying immediately by Shinmei. Yeah. He's also terrified of Shinmei. Are you fucking kidding me? Bro, why? Is that Kyoryu's mother there? Yep, that is literally his mother. Okay, she's alive at least. That's good. I almost cried for him last episode when he really wanted to see his mother, but I was like, she's either in that room, drugged the fuck out, or yeah. I like, because as far as we understand, Kyoryu's father is a pretty high up man, to the point where Shinmei couldn't touch him. Like, when they entered the FIFO workshop, she was just gonna cane Mao Mao and let Kyoryu go. Apparently his father is a high up enough man that she literally cannot touch his child or she will probably get in trouble. At least that's how it appeared, because otherwise Shinmei, knowing how she is, she would have done something. Yeah, there's not much life behind those eyes. I really hate Shinmei, man. She didn't even, like, recognize you or acknowledge you. This plan said they possibly room interfering with the guard. Oh dear God, now that's gonna get him in trouble. Jesus, I mean, I guess a few spanks is better than anything else that most people would get for something like this by Shenmei. Better than, like, getting your leg destroyed or caned. Damn, she literally can't even stand up, and yep, mother just not doing a damn thing. Yeah, we gotta fucking get rid of Shinmei. Jesus Christ, we really gotta get rid of this woman. I really appreciate this story for just giving us a flat out bad person, because most of the characters so far, like Suide, Shisui, etc., are kind of like tragic characters in the way that they've been forced into what they've done. Shinmei's just a flat out bad person, which in reality, this series is a little bit unrealistic in the way that, like, most, if not all, of our main cast are generally decently pretty good people. Even the Emperor himself is a good dude. All the concubines are pretty nice people. I mean, in reality. But then again, it's also the kind of thing of, like, they have said right now the Rear Palace is, like, the best it's been in years. During, like, the previous Emperor's reign, it was, like, a horrible place. So maybe it's just kind of that time period where there is actually good people around, because the time period before with the previous leader, it was all awful people. Especially if Shinmei was there. I mean, you had the previous emperor there. It sounded like a horrible place to be. So maybe it is genuinely just kind of a thing of, like, this is just a time period filled with rather good moral people. But naturally, back in this time period, a lot of people, power went to their heads, and they ended up like Shinmei. The people at the top ended up like Shinmei. They were just flat out bad people. She, at this point, she's literally just bouncing it back and forth because she knows they're freaked out by her. Like, this is pissing Mao Mao off because she's literally just tormenting them right now. She's doing it on purpose. Like, she's literally bouncing it back from person to person, like, kill you, to the guard, and, like, trying to make someone slip up and say something punishable, or you know, they already have said punishable things that she's harped on, but she's just tormenting them at this point. She's just doing this for fun. My God, this woman is terrible. She's literally just doing this for fun to torture them. Like, literally, she's just mentally torturing them right now. Look at that fucking grin. She's just torturing them. The water chamber? What the fuck does that mean? Is that... Oh, I know what that is. That's isn't that the ancient Chinese, like, water torture method where you would be forced to lay on your back and they would just drip water on you? Like, every couple seconds, drip water on you. Just a tiny drop of water. And it's, like, supposedly one of the most effective torture methods ever. Because you can't sleep, you can't do anything. Like, they just force you to sit there and let the water hit your face just every few seconds. I think that might be what that is, right? It's, like, one of the easily the most effective torture methods ever. Water chamber torture method. Yeah, it's called China. There's nothing on here that says what a water chamber is, but the first thing that comes up, or the second thing that comes up when you look up water chamber torture method, is Chinese water torture, and it is exactly what I described. They drip cold water on your head every few seconds, and just, I wouldn't know what it's like, but apparently it's, like, genuinely one of the worst experiences you can feasibly go through. Like obviously, you know, pain torture methods are bad, but this one, you can't sleep, you can't do anything, and they just leave you there for, like, days. And it's apparently just the worst. Yeah. She's just tormenting them. It's literally just mental torment. That's all she's doing. It's horribly fucked up. Is Mama's little sense of justice gonna kick in here? Yes. She absolutely enjoys seeing them just squirm and tremble at the sight of her. She enjoys being on that power trip. Yeah, this woman's gotta go. Dear God, she has got to go. What a fucking horrible person. Okay, Mao Mao. Mao's the GOAT, man. Seriously, one of the best MCs ever. She's so I love her so much. She's such an incredible fucking character. God damn. That little sense of justice that they talked about all the way back in episode 1, that she literally will lay down her own life for others so often, despite the fact that she doesn't even know, like, these people. Like, the guard, she doesn't know the guard. The guard could go off and be tortured, and it is what it is, but that's not who Mao Mao is as a person. I do wish she would give a little more care to her own life. Her own life, she constantly just throws in the way of danger like it's nothing, like she doesn't care about it, but she will go to bat for people around her all the time. Like, despite like it being completely unreasonable and things like that, there is so many instances of this happening. You start all the way back in season 1, the powder incident with Li Hua. She went to bat for Li Hua there. Then you go all the way to the incident with Jinshi, where she didn't even know it was Jinshi in there, but she ran like hell, got bashed in the fucking side of the head, and still went in there to save a noble she didn't even know. And then you had the Li Hua incident part 2, where she got mad at Shin and got really angry at her. And then, I mean, there's probably so many more examples I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, but that's just who Mao Mao is. She's just such a good person. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm like tearing up. That was crazy. I got full body chills when she said that. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I'm like actually fucking crying. Holy fuck. That was crazy. Oh my god. Oh! Immediately fucking slapped her shit. Holy god damn. I'm an idiot for sure, but you're a good idiot, Mao Mao. Yep. She gonna claim it. She gonna claim it so nobody else gets hurt. Oh my god. If you think about it, this could literally be cause for Mao Mao to be killed. I mean, if you think about it, this could literally be cause for Mao Mao to be killed. Like, no joke. Mao Mao doing this could lead to... Obviously, it's not. Mao Mao's the main character. But in a situation like this, Mao Mao doing this could literally lead to her being executed. Like, on the spot, maybe, even. Let's have her reflect on her actions. Oh god, she gets the water chamber. I guess, yeah, in theory, if they just put you in a chamber of water, you'd get hypothermia really quickly. I did not think of that. It's not the water torture method that I was thinking of. In this temperature, they toss you, it's like you're taking an ice bath, but you can't leave. You're taking a cold plunge, but you cannot leave, is basically, I'm assuming, what this is. No god. Dude, this lady sucks. Jesus Christ. Christ! Oh! What the fuck? Ew! 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 What the fuck? Bro, this bitch has the most problems. Oh my fucking god. These are the most noble blood is soiled when a drop of filth is introduced. What, you like the taste of noble blood? You a vampire? You fucking freak? God, I cannot wait until this bitch gets fucking killed. I cannot wait. My god, that's gonna be the most satisfying scene. Yeah, she never wanted to bring you here. We've got another idiot right here. Yeah, I mean, she just tried to defend and save you and got beat for it there. I want to use that thing. Snake? Is that a word for like snakes? Is that a word for snakes? I'm not gonna look it up because they're obviously about to tell me, but in retrospect, Tsuyode's reaction really told me all I need to know about that. It's snakes, right? The same torture that Tsuyode went through, she's about to put Mao Mao through, except for I think the reason Shisui is bringing this up and saying she wants to use the Taibon is because she knows Mao Mao will love it. I know Joe think that's why she wants to do this. If that's correct, if this is snakes, that's gonna be the greatest thing ever, because Shisui knows obviously that Suide is terrified of them, but she knows who Mao Mao is. She knows Mao Mao would absolutely fucking love being with a bunch of snakes. And also, if she's not doing a cold plunge, the cold plunge would kill Mao Mao, basically. That's it. So if Shisui didn't step in here, Mao Mao would straight up die. So this is the only way to basically save her life. Mao Mao's way too frail of a person to survive a cold plunge in this weather. She'd get hypothermia and die. Definitely snakes. Yes, I'm 100% certain on that now. Dear God. She's fucking hyperventilating. It is gonna be a room of snakes, right? That has to be what it is. I don't believe it could feasibly be anything else, unless do they got snakes in that box? Literally just looks like a torture chamber here. Don't hate me for this. Yeah. She saved you because she wanted to, man, not because she wanted something in return. Don't worry. There's definitely snakes in there, right? Totally. It is for sure snakes. Oh, boy. That's definitely snakes. Yeah. Well, I'm glad Mao Mao will have a good time with this at least. It's the capital punishment created by a mad king from ancient times. And let snakes out. Oh, it's not even just snakes. Oh my god. Spiders, centipedes, frogs. So, Tsurude's probably traumatized by literally any kind of, like, gross little creature. Are these poisonous snakes? If these are poisonous snakes, oh, she literally has weapons. She literally has a weapon. She can fucking dissect them. I guess Shenmei didn't think of the possibility of Mao Mao fighting back. Mao Mao literally grabbed the snake earlier and threw it at Suide. She's not gonna give a single fuck about a couple snakes and some bugs. Like, I fucking knew it. I'm so glad I was right on the money about what Shisui was trying to do. No, the guard gonna come back and she can have, like, killed all of them. Is she cooking them in there? Is she fucking cooking the snakes? She fucking cooked them! Where did she get fire? Where did she cook them? With what? Where the hell did she cook the snakes? That's so good. Shisui literally just saved your life. I hope Mao Mao realizes that. I hope Mao Mao realizes Lolan stepping in there to tell her we want to use the Taibon literally effectively saved her life. I hope she realizes that. Do you have any salt on you, this girl? That's the snakes. Oh my god. She killed and dissected all of them. Yeah, and cooked it. Oh, the torch! Duh! He literally left a torch lit in there. So she just used the torch! Oh, yeah, I guess Shenmei was so angry in her rage that she didn't stop to consider the fact that Mao Mao has 2 certified weapons on her. Cause she's Mao Mao. We're all slow since it's right before their hibernation. To make insect repellent ash. Did he come here to actually, like, kind of check up on her? Like, it seems like he genuinely did that. Damn, she got blood on her. Aww. Aww. I need Suide to get a happy ending, man. I know her crimes, like, would never go unpunished by the Emperor and the kingdom. They can't let them go unpunished, even if they knew why she was forced to do them. They can't let them go unpunished. Once again, step thing of in this time period, public perception and reputation and things like that. You have to do things in a very specific way or you lose reputation and things like that. So they wouldn't be able to just let her go. So I really hope that her and Shisui can get away. Aww. We got off free thanks to you anyway, yeah. Oh, the guard is just being so crass with her now. Ooh. Yeah, which is how I was able to get in here unnoticed. Yep, the war is beginning. Oh shit, Jinchi and the army are on their fucking way. He's leaving? Wow, he's actually running.
もし爆発でもしたら巻き込まれ。ありがとうございます。反対側の階段ですね。
She's immediately going that way. What on earth is she about to do? Oh my god, it really is a whole fucking operation down here. Oh my god, this is barrels of gunpowder. Smoke will poison all of them. It is the stupidest thing possible. You're just asking to blow up. Oh shit. Oh shit, is she about to blow this up? Is she about to sabotage them? Oh my god, I think she's about, now that she knows the Imperial Army is about to be here, whatever they called them, they had some really sick name like the Shadows or whatever the hell it was. Now that the Imperial Army's on the way, she's gonna sabotage all their gunpowder they've been building. And will fall. Damn, oh my god, she's giving him money too. Telling them all to get the fuck out of there. And she's gonna blow up all that gunpowder. Holy shit. You need to get some money. Aww, and you see that's how she really is. That Shisui is her real self there. You really get to see that shine. Yep. I'm so glad that she's doing this. This just proves my point all along. That every action she's taken has been to sabotage her family. I don't know if my theory is correct about her being the big mastermind, her and Suide, of you know, setting everything up like I said in the beginning and how far back it's gone. But honestly, the fact that she continues to sabotage really makes me feel like it probably is. Probably is true. Oh my god! Jesus! Run! Jesus Christ! Oh my god! And while the place is in a fucking frenzy, they're not gonna be able to go in there and like, oh, he's running back. That's so sweet. I love this guard. What the hell? Where is Lolon / Shisui herself? Oh my god, this is crazy. Yep, she's trying to find her. Laura. Yep, that's why she sent her there. This is the first time she's been able to really interact with Mao like this and just be herself. I knew it. She knew that Shisui was her real self. Jesus Christ! All right, we can have this emotional moment later. I know you're like cupping her face in your hand. We gotta go. One's getting hyper. Oh. Yeah. She still has things to do to sabotage them. I don't think Mama's obviously not going to leave her alone either. Clearly. A whipping would be the least of it. Nope. She only doesn't do anything to her because Shisui just never says anything. Barely remembers my face. It's just my mother's doll. Aww. So as long as she can remember, she's been dressing up as Shisui to help and like be herself around her sister who she loves. Oh god. Fucking yeah, yikes. Oh, she literally couldn't recognize that was her. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. A servant is what I am. I bet my sister's mother was also bullied by my mother and it killed her. Aww. I thought I was in hell. Yeah.
一度汚れた血が混じったらおしまいね。
水霊はもしかして噂で聞いたことない？
The late Emperor's first victim. Yep, we're finally getting down to it. The story that Anshi told. Yep, I think they're finally gonna fully clarify who Toho is. If you hadn't put it together yet. That Toho is Suide's grandmother. Yeah, this... It's kind of insane, because that means Suide is of, like, insanely high standing, technically. That woman was my sister's grandmother. Yep, there you go. They finally clarify. They finally confirm. Yep. Thrown out of the Rue Palace. Yep. Well, Toho wasn't thrown out. The doctor, Toho, and her daughter were thrown out of the Rue Palace. Toho wasn't. Toho was never allowed to leave. So that's... I think that's a bad translation there. I think it's supposed to be the doctor and Taiho's daughter? Because Toho was not thrown out. Unless we were wrong. My daughter's my sister's mother. Yes, and she's being treated how she is. I almost suffocated because of that once. That ghost story thing still confuses me. And it's funny to see that it confuses everybody else as well. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. So she thinks it's like a way for Toho to haunt and she tried to kill Shisui in that room. Shisui was the target that night in episode 10. Married my father to give birth to Lolan. Damn. Yep, so she's also colorblind. Interesting to find out that Shenmei doesn't have it, it's only Shisho. We knew Shisho had it, but we weren't certain about Shenmei. So Shenmei does not have the colorblindness. Which once again doesn't mean you're not part of the Mother Royal bloodline. It is just the easiest way to tell in this time period if you have the Mother Royal's blood or not. Like the current Emperor could have the Mother Royal's blood, but he doesn't have the colorblindness. We just don't know. There's no way to tell in this time period besides that. Oh, so that's why they sent her in there. They literally wanted her to have the Emperor's kids and become the new Mother Royal. I don't know which one to call her. I'm sure she would love being called Shisui. I think she's realizing now that none of that was fake. Oh. Oh. Man, I think someone's cutting fucking onions. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's so sweet. That was really sweet. Jesus Christ. And someone's cutting fucking onions in here, man. Okay. Oh, yes! We're getting down to it. Here we go. If I was right, I'm gonna be so fucking happy. God damn, I need to just get that whole scene again. That was so fucking sweet. Man, I'm just thinking over to being like, yeah, none of that was fake. She is really Shisui. And then, like, you can see the tears coming out of her eyes when she turns. She's so shocked. Bet you she didn't think Mama would ever call her that again. So sweet! Fuck! Oh my god, man. Jesus Christ. Yep. Absolutely. She purposely did it so she wouldn't have the Emperor's kids. Of the cricket wife eating her husband. Oh, it was a metaphor for the fucking... Oh my god, it was the metaphor for her, like, taking over and being the Mother Royal, right? Wow. Comparing yourself to an insect to give birth in the cage that is the Rear Palace. She compared herself to an insect earlier in episode like 19 as well. That whole metaphor. To later devour the Emperor. Yep, that was her whole purpose. That was her whole purpose. Yep, now it goes back to it that this entire thing was her completely fucking over her family. One, because she doesn't like her family. And two, because she doesn't want to do that. That's not what she wants. It's an abortive fashion. Oh shit.
たく寝相悪いの。
Oh no! Oh my god! All the kids? Oh. Did they poison them all so they could have peaceful deaths? Because Shisui knew what was about to happen, that once they raise this stronghold, nobody will be left alive?
息はないわ。どういう毒を飲ませたのか。薬よ。一族老頭皆殺し。
I'm not a fan of the back half of this episode and what it's doing to me. That's that's so dark. That's so dark. It's just a peaceful way for them to get killed so they don't know what's happening. So they don't see all the carnage and death and blood and awfulness. So they don't see all of it. So they can just die quick and easy peaceful deaths. So they're not
目に見えてるでしょ。甘いジュースに混ぜて飲ませたの。みんなで巻物を見た後に母親と寝たいって
This is the worst. It's so sad. I had a feeling it was headed here. With the reality was always going to be really bad and really harsh, but it's reality. At least Kyoyu got to see his mother. At least he knew she was alive, even if she was kind of just a puppet at that point. Is that all their mothers there? Jesus. I fucking hate this, dude. When he was gonna drink it, and he knew what it was. That's this kid, man. But he did it anyway. What a brave fucking kid, dude. What a brave kid. She's literally shaking. I can't finish this episode. I hate this so much. Oh my god, man. Is she gonna kill herself here too? The episode's gonna fucking end. You gotta be kidding me. Come on! That was the... I don't even know what to say. That's so fucking sad. Oh, that was a roller coaster ending to that fucking episode. I don't think I have much to add here, in all honesty. They answered a ton of the questions and theories that I have been putting out for the past couple episodes, and confirmed that I was right. I'm happy about that. But that ending of that episode sucked every ounce of emotion out of me. Goddamn, I went from being super like happy / sweet or whatever with Mao Mao calling Shisui to that. Necessary, but horribly painful to confront. I'm happy that Shisui did what she did. Those kids did not deserve to see probably their parents being killed. Just death, carnage, blood, all the above. None of them deserve to see that. And especially Kyoyu. That kid is... he very quickly just shot to one of my favorite characters in this entire show. What a tough fucking kid. God damn. I don't have much else to add here. Incredible episode that once again, yeah, like I said, took a lot of the theories that I had and kind of confirmed many of them. And so yeah, I'm really happy that this time around this core I've been a lot more on point than I have in previous cores. The end of season 1 was not my brightest moments ever, to be completely honest, with everything going on. Was not my brightest moments ever, but I've actually had a good bit of decently correct theories here in this core, which I'm very happy about. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't think I have too much else to add here. I think it's about it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think that is gonna wrap it up from reaction to Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 21. Hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope you all have a good day.